Listen, over the past 10 years, our next guest held every position from bank teller to branch manager, but it was his viral "I quit" tweet that connected with over 2 million people. Welcome to the show, Rakim Sabri. Rakim, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So you tweeted the play-by-play of your resignation. I am sure some people in your family is like, what is wrong with him? Are you trying to ruin your chances of getting another job? But you say you were prioritizing your happiness and your mental health over a salary. What does that mean for you?
Yeah, so I am somebody who have always done kind of like the right thing, right? I was on the honor roll from the time I was in kindergarten all the way through high school. And I went out, I got the job. As Stacey shared, like there's a lot of programming that says this is the responsible thing to do. And I just got to a point where I felt like it was a breaking point. I had one foot in the door. I was freelancing on the side and building my brand very rapidly. And I felt like, you know what? I've created enough buzz around who I am, what my messaging is, and built up enough self-esteem to say, you know what? I don't need this job.
I am still trying to process that. I'm telling you, I don't need this job, but I understand the feeling of it because I've thought it. I don't need this job. But having the ability and the faith, the fortitude to actually walk out the door, that's a different thing.
It is. It is. I can't take all of the credit for it. I have a tremendous support system that I had been in contact with, probably on overdrive in the weeks leading up to my decision. And ultimately what it came down to was taking inventory of what I had, right? So what are the assets that I own? What have I been preparing for all of this time? I think listening to the other guests, one of the biggest differences between me and them is that I never had this idea that I was going to be committed to working for somebody else forever. I always had entrepreneurial aspirations, and that was something that was kind of ingrained in me since I was a child. I just didn't know what that was going to look like, and I didn't know when it was going to happen. So I was very high performing in my job. Always got a bonus, always got a raise, was considered a rising star, very engaged, learned how to play the game, if you will. But ultimately, in the back of my mind, I knew brand building was kind of like the ticket to my escaping. And there were a variety of factors.
That's an interesting word you said, escaping, because that's how the last two guests describe it as well, Stacey, the escape. And you say that there are two reasons why people can make a leap of faith that can feel like escaping too.
Yeah, you're escaping your thoughts. I love the term mindfulness because what they're actually talking about is mindlessness. And when things happen to us, we create beliefs and we create thought patterns. And when you are in a particular thought pattern, you're gonna, do those certain things. And what you're talking about, that entrepreneurial stuff, you have to be able to step out of that, because we're still talking about this as if it's a mental exercise, but it's courage. And we forget that that's where our power really is. And what is so great about this moment right now is we're seeing, companies, 80% are raising base salaries. Or plan to raise base salaries over the next year. You have them offering flex time. You have them open to conversations about having mental health in the workplace because they see us leaving. They see people like you who said, you had no choice but to figure out entrepreneurship is for me. I can create my own reality. And as more and more of us realize this, those are the choices that we're going to be making. So this type of courage, we've just evolved. Look what we've just been through. We've just evolved. We've been as scared as we possibly could be, and we survived it anyway. Now our brains know that we can do that, so we're coming up with different circuits, and it's just confidence. Faith is confidence.
Faith is confidence.